Alhamdulillah wa sallallahu wa sallam ala rasulillah. All praise is due to Allah. We ask Allah to exalt the mention and send His blessings upon the Messenger of Allah, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So should have learned quite a lot in these few episodes, but the learning doesn't end. And even with the end of these episodes, the learning doesn't end. This is only a brief introduction or a glimpse at some of these important topics which require further studies and in-depth studies, which inshallah I hope you will have the time to do. But just to simplify our lives for now, we will be dealing with the last concept of major shirk. Minor shirk, we dealt with major shirk. We'll be dealing with minor shirk. Obviously, major, minor, this is where the variation is. And this is the type which will not take someone outside of Islam. That person still has a problem. That person is still committing a major sin. However, that sin does not expel them from Islam. And this can manifest in many ways. For example, someone can say, I swear by my mother that I never did this. So this is a form of minor shirk that is done verbally. Because the Prophet ﷺ taught us, من كان حالفا فليحلف بالله أو ليصمت. أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. Whosoever who is going to make an oath, let him make it by Allah or let him be quiet. And he said another hadith, من حلف بغير الله فقد أشرك أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. Whosoever gives an oath by other than Allah, then that person has committed a form of shirk or associating partners with Allah. Another example would be when someone says, ما شاء الله وشئت. Whatever Allah wills and you will. Or because of you and Allah, I'm a better person now. This is also a form of verbal shirk, where someone will make someone equal to Allah even verbally with their sentences. And what a person is supposed to say is, مَا شَاءَ اللَّهُ ثُمَّ شِئْتَ. Whatever Allah wills, then you wills. Or because of Allah and then you, I'm a better person. So you give Allah's right and privilege first, and then you mention the other creature which had something to do with that betterment of yourself, and so on and so forth. This could be also in the sense that someone will depend on they put a horseshoe at the doorstep, or they believe that the rabbit's foot is a means of luck, or the number 7, or things of the sort, the kind of superstitious belief. All these are a form of shirk. If someone actually believes that they are in charge of this world, or they are managing this world, then this becomes a form of major shirk. However, if they believe that they have some effect on the decree and making things better or worse and so on and so forth, then that becomes a minor shirk, because they still gave that right of Allah. However, they've added something else from the creation to that equation. These are some examples of minor shirk. Minor shirk can also be what is known as hidden. That was the apparent. The hidden is the one that is very difficult to point out. And if human beings themselves don't pay attention to it, they may be falling into it without even knowing. And this is when someone basically does something for showing off. This is known as riya, or for reputation. So the reason why they do the things they do is because they're seeking the people to look at them and praise them, or they seek reputation, their reputation to become popular, and so on and so forth. We seek refuge with Allah from being among these people. But this is a form of minor shirk, because that deed is not done sincerely for Allah. So when one of us does the deed, he should intend that, without verbally saying anything, this is for Allah. I want Allah to accept this deed from me. I want Allah to make me benefit from this deed on the day of judgment when I meet Him. On the day when the deeds will be weighed on the scales. And then whoever's good deeds will outweigh their bad deeds will enter paradise. And whoever's bad deeds will outweigh their good deeds will enter the hell. And we seek refuge with Allah from that. So the deed should be done for the sake of Allah. Who cares what the people think? Doing it for the people will not benefit. On the day of judgment, no one is going to come and save anyone from heaven or hell, if we had been on bad terms with the Creator. So this is a common example of minor shirk, where people seek a reputation from amongst the people, to become popular and praised and so on and so forth. Or they show off, meaning they do things to be seen by the people. And this is not a characteristic or a quality of a Muslim. So these are all examples of minor shirk. People hanging stuff in the car, a blue little, it's like a rock or stone or something like that people have, and they say that this will protect the car from an evil eye, so they hang them in the car, or they may put Ayatul Kursi thinking this is means of protection, or they may wear some ayat from the Quran, on their undershirts and so on and so forth. Very common amongst the Muslims, very popular amongst the Muslims. But these are actually acts of minor shirk that the Prophet ﷺ warned against. And one may say, but how do I know that? I've never, no one has ever told me. Everybody back home does it. We say this is why we have to learn. If we take the time to learn Islam, to read the books of the people, the scholars, the people of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, the scholars of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, if we take the time to learn from the right sources, and before that, if we were to read the Quran with understanding, the problem is that sometimes we read the Quran in Arabic just to get the reward of reading it, but we don't read the meaning of that in a language which we understand, be it English or Urdu or Tagalog or whatever. We need to read the Quran not only in Arabic to get the reward, but also in a language which we understand, so we can understand the message of the Quran. Once we understand the message of the Quran, we will never fall into major or minor shirk, because the Quran clearly tells us that this is not the path to take. The same goes for the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, the traditions which we learn from the Messenger of Allah ﷺ. He also explicitly warned against these things. But if we don't educate ourselves, we will never know. We will assume that whatever our forefathers were doing is correct, and therefore we will just do what our forefathers were doing. But that is not the conduct of someone who's seeking prosperity and success. This is why if a person's father were to be an average, a person who wasn't really successful in life financially, maybe he didn't achieve what he wanted to achieve, the children will try to be the opposite. No one will say, well, okay, I'll just be a bum also, might as well. No, you find that even the father say, no, you become the doctor. You achieve what I failed in achieving. And even you yourself, you would want to be better. You won't say, I'm going to follow my father or my forefathers because we all, have happened to fail in life, so I'll go ahead and fail along with them. You would strive to be successful. So if this is the case, then why is it that when it comes to religious matters, we say, well, our forefathers were doing it, that must be correct. If they make mistakes in life, then they may make mistakes in religion. And if they make mistakes in religion, we should not follow their mistakes in religion. So to simplify, we should be careful of minor shirk, the same way we are careful of major shirk, and we should realize that shirk is the greatest crime ever that anyone can fall in. I hope Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will guide us and grant us success and understanding and protect us from falling into any kind of shirk, and ask Allah to make this means of success and help for all of us, including myself. I leave you in the trust of Allah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.